That's the sound of music and money. As a DoorDasher, you'll love hearing that sound of a live order coming through. As an Aussie in New Zealand, I've just done my first 30 days as a DoorDash delivery driver, and I'm going to share everything I've just learned. And my advice is to largely ignore those American YouTubes with their Dasher tips and actual money tips, because Australia and New Zealand are quite unique markets. Not just for pay rates, but a difference in just how much we can earn. There's so much to get through, so let's dash. So you want to be a DoorDash delivery driver, a dasher. I've just done 30 days as a dasher to learn and understand just how much money you can make. That's the goal, right? Why 30 days? Well, it's neat and it gives you a great understanding and insight, and you'll learn most of what you need to know in that first month. And you'll have the knowledge to evolve and progress to make it even more profitable. But the best part about being a dasher is it's on your schedule. You can switch on and switch off any time that suits you. Days, nights, weekdays, weekends, or even public holidays. You can work for 10 minutes or 10 hours. Now, DoorDash is king in the USA with a 65% market share compared to Uber Eats' 26%. But locally, it's flipped. Uber Eats is king in Australia and New Zealand, but DoorDash is a very strong challenger and has recently upped its advertising game down under. Just a note that any questions now or throughout this video, if you have your own input and experience, please comment below. So, what do you need to dash? First, a smartphone, duh. Apple or Android, download the Dasher app that looks like this. Not to be confused with the DoorDash app, which is what we actually use when we're a hungry customer wanting a home delivery. You'll also need a vehicle. I personally like a car because it gives comfort, air conditioning or a heater, and a sound system for radio or podding or whatever. And they will come in handy because there's a lot of idle time, especially in those first few weeks. You can also choose an e-bike or motorcycle, and they will definitely be cheaper to run, but I wanted to see how cost viable it was to use a car because that's what I have, and it's a part-time gig, or gig work as it's called. Don't worry, you're not locked in either. You can change or add a vehicle at any time. So open the app and you'll be prompted to go through the sign-up process. Give yourself around a week for this for a few reasons. DoorDash is maybe a fraction easier than Uber Eats to get started. And a quick caveat, the process and app are evolving all the time, so it might have already changed slightly, but should be very similar to this. You'll need to provide your name, your driver name, that's the name that publicly appears as a driver on the app, your phone number and email, which obviously don't appear, and if you're driving, like I am, a driver's license. Now, I had my valid Aussie license, which was perfectly fine and legal to drive initially, but 2026 rules changed, so I needed a local license. It's a little bureaucratic, but if you have a local Australian or New Zealand license in your local region, you just need to submit that. You'll also need to authorise a criminal background check, which takes a few days because they won't allow you to work with any criminal convictions. And of course, you'll also provide your bank info to be paid, which makes it visible to the taxman. All that will take around a week to do, but in that time, DoorDash will send you out a welcome starter pack, which is this red insulated bag, which really is good for ID, plus a sticker that you can put on your dash or glass. But what I found handy is this card, which gives you access to loading zones theoretically. You're only allowed to park 10 minutes in loading zones, and technically as a contractor, your car is a commercial vehicle, but in the eyes of the law, it's not. The law is lagging a little behind, but it might not save you, but it might save you from a parking fine, or it might not. I hold no responsibility. If you don't have one, get yourself either a phone holder or have and use Apple CarPlay Android Auto, as you'll be using and viewing your phone a lot on the run. And you don't want to be touching your phone while driving, which, as we know in Australia, is a big no-no. And New Zealand isn't far behind either. During sign-up, you'll also see a prompt for a Dasher Red card. Now, this is simply a digital credit card to be used as a backup and or to pay wave for items, mostly during the shop and deliver orders. It's probably more valid in the USA. I signed up for it and it's in my digital wallet, but spoiler alert, I haven't actually needed to use it in my first 30 days. In the app, you can also sign up for different options that open you up to more orders, like alcohol delivery. I definitely suggest this. You'll need to verify the buyer's age and ID via a driver's license or passport, but this is easy when you deliver. The app gives you plenty of prompts, and it does the same for the customer too. It also asks you to verify a pizza bag for more pizza deliveries. That's an option, of course. I didn't see this as necessary, and I got pizza orders, but the upright bag, that DoorDash sends out, I mean, it works horizontally. You just have to carry it flat. So you just simply take a photograph of the bag and submit a pic, which is exactly what I did with this same bag, and it was approved. It's also a good idea to get a cup holder of some kind, just some way to secure drinks while driving, as you will get cup orders like shakes or desserts. Now, some of the vendors will provide a cup holder. McDonald's, for example, secures its drinks inside its sealed bag, so you don't even know the drinks are in the order. But as long as your car has a cup holder or two for other vendors, you should be fine. Lastly, if you're doing night deliveries, a torch is a very handy thing to have, especially for your first few weeks. Now, the map in the app is good, but while you're learning, it certainly helps to get a torch like this that has both wide and spotlight for reading those tiny letterbox numbers across the street, or even just walking up to a customer's door in the dark while avoiding scooters or random bricks or other lost delivery drivers who don't have a torch. On the subject of mapping, the app does allow you to use Waze or Google Maps. But my advice is to use the Dasher mapping, as it gives customer info and voice guidance for delivery. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Also, get a logbook. This is your own business. You're a contractor, and not only will you be able to earn income, you'll have to pay your own tax, maybe GST, depending on your yearly income, but you will be able to claim back your vehicle expenses come tax time. And that's super important because you'll likely be spending a lot more money on fuel and maintenance costs. So definitely log your Ks in a logbook right from the start. And a tip: don't dash hungry. Try and time your own meals before a shift so food delivery remains just a job, rather than the tease of smelling other people's food making you even hungrier. I bring a big water bottle and maybe some healthy snacks like nuts or rice crackers. And before you start dashing, if you aren't already an existing DoorDash customer or have never ordered through DoorDash, as I hadn't, do it. See how the other half lives, and mainly just to see how the app works from a customer's perspective. But it certainly will help. Walk in the other's shoes, as it were. It'll give you a way better understanding from both sides. And that's about it. If you've done all that, you are now set up and ready for your first DoorDash delivery. Good luck, Dasher. Next time, I start on day 1 and week 1 of my DoorDash experiment, where I'll get into actually delivering with the app, how to start, important and less important things for your first few deliveries, and most importantly, how much money you can make. If you got this far, thank you. Please like and subscribe, as it really helped the channel grow. Until we dash again.